హాయ్ అండి, వెల్కమ్ టు snehaspharmacy. అండ్ ఎస్, ఇప్పుడున్న సిచ్యువేషన్స్లో కోవాక్సిన్ దీని గురించి ఎక్కువ నడుస్తూ ఉంది. అండ్ సో మెనీ పీపుల్ వేర్ ఆస్కింగ్ మీ డూ to continue this Sneha's Pharmacy series for Gpat and MyPo preparation. So I just want to combine these two topics related to Covaxin, COVID-19, and preclinical trials, clinical trials, and what is vaccine. So today in this session I will cover what is a vaccine, types of vaccine, clinical trials, preclinical trials, phases of clinical trials, and also the Covaxin, which is manufactured by the Bharat Biotech Limited in India. So let's get started. First, to start with the CDSCO, that is nothing but a Central Drug Standard Control Organization, as well as the DCGI, that is Drug Control General of India. It has given the approval for phases of 1 and 2 phases of clinical trials for Covaxin, which is developed by Bharat Biotech. So this is one of the leading most searched topics on net or on Google today. So coming to this, as it is a vaccine, we need to know what is a vaccine. So generally, a small definition of what is a vaccine is nothing but vaccine is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity. So what is this active acquired immunity? The name itself suggests that, see, immunity is nothing but when a virus or a bacteria or any other foreign organism which enters into the human body, in our human body we have different mechanisms to fight against the virus or the foreign material. So our immune system plays a very important role in reacting to this virus or foreign materials. So now what our immune system does is it develops some antibodies. Now what these antibodies do is these antibodies will kill the virus, and it will engulf, and it will throw away this virus from our body. So generally it takes a specific time for our body to recognize the virus, and also to figure out the virus structural DNA, RNA, or whatever it might be, and to prepare the specific fit antibody to kill the virus. So what these pharma industry or research industry have done is they have developed a vaccine. Now this vaccine is nothing but the virus itself. So suppose if we take polio vaccine, the polio vaccine contains the polio virus. So we are ingesting the killed or live virus. So killed or live means nothing but the weakened version of the virus. We are not ingesting the exact activated virus, but we are weakening the virus and we are ingesting that into a human body. Now our immune system will fight with that killed or as a live virus, and it will recognize, and it will prepare some antibodies. Now after once our body start preparing the antibodies for certain virus, it will store that in our memory cell of our brain. So now whenever the virus, again for the second or third time the virus attacks our body, the immune system will recognize and produce the same type of antibodies and then kills the virus. So this is the main goal of the virus. So now what is the goal of the virus means virus will develop ABs, is nothing but antibodies towards the virus. Vaccine will develop antibodies towards the virus, which weakens and kills the virus. Okay, so vaccine is nothing but biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity. So why the need of virus means our body, some people doesn't have immunity, and they doesn't have that a proper immunity to fight against the virus. So now this vaccine will help in triggering our immunity system to produce this antibodies to kill the certain virus. So this is the main objective and goal of the vaccine preparation. So now as I told, we have killed and live virus. So the types of virus are attenuated and inactivated virus. So attenuated is nothing but live weak virus. We'll just weaken the virus, will weaken the strength of the virus by certain methods. We have so many methods. It's again, the vaccine is very vast and deep topic to get into it, but just to give an idea I'm explaining this. Okay, now coming to inactivated, the dead virus. So in dead virus, what we do is we'll kill the virus and we'll ingest it into our body. So the main one drawback, so there is one drawback with this killed virus, that is nothing but, see, our body is developing antibodies towards a killed virus. So now there is a question mark of how the body reacts with the live virus. Okay, so in order to make our immune system more powerful towards a live virus, we are ingesting the multiple doses of the virus. So suppose if you take polio vaccine, we see people below children below 5 years, we take multiple doses of polio drops, right? So we are ingesting the multiple doses of the vaccine so that our immune system will get triggered and it will produce the antibodies towards the live virus. Okay, so now coming to this virus preparation, I already told you that the Sedesco and DCGI gave approval for phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trials. So now what are these clinical trials? Okay, now clinical trials are nothing but they are research study which involves people. Okay, research study on drugs which involves people. So it is nothing but the early phases of the drug development before the drug is approved and available for the general people. So before these clinical trials, there are some preclinical trials. Okay, now what are these preclinical trials means? So generally clinical trials are done on the humans. So in order, see, if a drug if as we are ingesting the virus into our body, it is very dangerous because it might kill the healthy volunteers or the patients, or even it might worsen the conditions of the patient. So in order to eradicate that, we'll do some preclinical trials. Now what are these preclinical trials means? We check the activity of the vaccine on the basis of in vitro, in vivo and animal testing. So this is again a big topic. Let's jump into clinical trials. So the main objective of the clinical trials is that to check the dosage, effectiveness and safety of the drug. So why do we need these clinical trials means? Suppose we have developed a vaccine, we have marketed it, but we don't know how much dose to give for a patient, right? We don't know, then there is no use of creating a vaccine. Then suppose the dose is there, right? So some people may react to 10 mg, 5 mg, 2 mg, 1 mg. So we need to optimize the dose. Okay, without knowing the dose, we cannot market the drug. Effectiveness, suppose we have created a vaccine for, if we take COVID virus, okay, if it doesn't kill the COVID virus, then what is the need and what is the use of developing the vaccine? So effectiveness means the proper functioning of the vaccine for what it is prepared. So suppose it is prepared for killing the COVID virus and it is not killing the COVID virus, but we are taking the vaccine, there is no use of the meaning, or there is no use of the vaccine. So in the same way, it should show the proper effectiveness. And then coming to safety, suppose it shows us effectiveness, but it also has some adverse effects, then there is no use of it, because in the while treating the patient condition, it also should maintain the safety of the patient. Okay, it shouldn't produce any other adverse effects. So clinical trials are done in order to specify the dosage, the effectiveness and safety of the drug. Okay, so now these clinical trials have different phases, like we have 5 phases in clinical trials, but generally people tell it to be 4 phases, but there are actually 5 phases. So it starts from phase 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So coming to phase 0, it is a micro dosing studies where healthy people of 10 to 12 healthy people in the sense the patients which are not affected by the particular disease or the virus for which we are preparing the vaccine. Okay. Now here we will check the micro dosing of the studies. As I told you, these clinical trials are mainly done to know the dosage of the drug or the vaccine, right? So here in phase 0 we'll do a micro dosing studies, like in order to study the pharmacokinetics of the drug or the vaccine. Now in phase 1, it is also called as first in man studies because it is a firstly done in, this is the first phase which is done in a healthy volunteers, where we take approximately 20 to 100 people in this study. Now here what is the main objective is that we see the human pharmacology and safety and maximum tolerable dose, like how much, like 10 mg is enough to get the therapeutic value, or 5 mg or 2 mg, whatever the dose it might be. The dose which gives the actual therapeutic value is taken in this phase 1. Now coming to phase 2, therapeutic exploratory phase. Here therapeutic exploratory name itself says we are checking the therapeutic activity. Therapeutic is nothing but treating the disease, so we are taking the patients which are affected by the particular virus. Here we take 100 to 200 patients and we'll check the activity of the vaccine in the patients, the activity, the effectiveness provided by the patient, the recovery, the speed of recovery by the patient. Now here the biological therapeutic activity. Now here the activity by the healthy volunteers is checked in phase 1. In phase 2, the biological efficacy as well as the therapeutic activity in the actual patients is checked, and the number is 100 to 200. Next coming to phase 3. Now therapeutic confirmatory. Here we are exploring the therapeutic efficacy, and here we'll confirm the effectiveness, like whether suppose it is the Covaxin is prepared for COVID-19, right? So whether it is showing the correct effect, whether it is killing the COVID-19 in our body or not. We'll see the effectiveness of the vaccine as well as are there any side effects. We'll check that in phase 3, that is therapeutic confirmatory. Here large number of patients, that is approximately 1000 to 5000 patients are checked. Now here the vaccine will fight against the virus. Now after this phase 3, now the drug will enter into the market, that is a post marketing surveillance, that is a large number of patients, and here it is also called as pharmacovigilance study, that is approval for post marketing. And here in phase 4 the vaccine or the drug is available for all the general patients. Now here large number of patients are being treated, and here the rare and long term effects are shown, because here we have taken only a specific, till phase 3 we are taken only a specific number of patients, right? So while coming to phase 4 we are approved, we are providing the drug into the market, means they are different number of different people, because different body, different immune system reacts in different way, right? So rare and long term effects, there are some people who are very allergic to something, some drugs. So in the same way we will check the rare and long term effects of the drug on people as well as some adverse effects. Here in this till phase 3 some people might doesn't show any adverse effects, but here in phase 4 the adverse effects are seen in some people, because some are too sensitive to the drug. So and also in children and pregnancy people. So this is all about the clinical trials phases of the clinical trials. We have 5 phases: phase 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In phase 0 it is microdosing studies. Phase 1 first in man studies, 20 to 100 people. Phase 2 therapeutic exploratory, 100 to 200 people. Phase 3 therapeutic confirmatory, 1000 to 5000 people. Phase 4 is also called as pharmacovigilance, post marketing surveillance. Okay, so this is a short quick explanation of clinical trials, and if you want a detailed explanation of this, comment me in the comment section below. Then coming to this, the pandemic COVID crisis. Now the Bharat biotech is the first laboratory which has been got the approval for COVID or Covaxin for phase 1, this phase 1 and phase 2 trials. Okay, so here Bharat Biotech, it has been showing its services. It has given its services since 20 years, and it's still in service. Actually, it produces vaccines and biotherapeutics in India. So some of the vaccines provided or marketed by Bharat Biotech are the biopolio, H1N1 vaccine, rotavaccine, Regen D150, Genvac, Zika vaccine, etc. And still there are so many vaccines. I haven't noted it here, but these are some of the famous vaccinations produced by Bharat Biotech. Now, Bharat Biotech alone has not manufactured this Covaxin, but it has been collaborated with ICMR, that is nothing but Indian Council of Medical Research, as well as with NIV, that is National Institute of Virology. It has been collaborated with this ICMR and NIV, and it has manufactured the Covaxin, that is COVID-19, and it is an inactivated vaccine. As I told you before, the Covaxin is a inactivated, means it is a dead virus, dead COVID virus is being developed to kill the live virus in our body. So yes, this is all about the Bharat Biotech Covaxin and phases of clinical trials. Also, definition of vaccine. So I hope this class has got some awareness about the vaccines, clinical trials, and how this Covaxin has come, and what actually the Covaxin is, how it fights with the COVID-19 in our bodies. So yeah, I hope this video is helpful for you. And these clinical trials of Covaxin for COVID-19 virus are being started from this July month. So I wish all the healthy volunteers heal themselves from this Covaxin and show some positive results. And not only me, I also request you all to wish them and bless them to have a healthy recovery, speed recovery from this Covaxin, and also they doesn't show any adverse effects, and also they have a healthy life. And I just heartily uh, appreciate them for donating their bodies for this Covaxin, and we all should thank them for doing this. And I wish God give them all positivity and energy in reacting to this COVID vaccine, that is Covaxin. Thank you. This is Sneha signing off. Bye bye.